Chain of command, chain of command. It's live tonight. Take it in hand. Chain of command, chain of command. Mad, keep it tight, keep it grand. Chain of command.
Yo, Chain of Command. What's happening, guys? Thank you for joining another episode. Pumped to be here with my boy, the one and only Fantasy Tips, Matt. We get to sweat this draft together. Are you pumped or what?
Yeah, man, I am pumped. And honestly, I always love draft night, but I'm excited to be on with you during it because ton of fun storylines. We got potentially the deepest and most top-heavy draft we've had in some time. So, I got some strong takes up top. I'm excited to talk it out with you.
Yeah, I see your boy Peterson just went second. Man, it was so close between him and AJ for one. I know the odds weren't too close. Like AJ's been a big favorite, 4 or 5 to 1 favorite in the betting markets for the past month, which is why I found it kind of amusing when I saw these posts on X that were like, Z, oh my God, like AJ Dybala jumps to minus 600 to be the number 1 draft pick. Like he had been minus 4 or minus 500 if you had been paying attention for the past month. I get it. The Wizards kind of did what they were supposed to do. And then your boy Peterson went second. Peterson's amazing. He had this like strange college season, which most people know. But in case you don't know, he missed a bunch of games because of cramping. He missed 1 game because of his ankle. He blamed the cramping on creatine, which fine.
And it's not even that, just to take it a step further, it's not even that he missed a lot of games. He left a lot of games like halfway through. Like halftime, he wouldn't come back. So a lot of just, not funny business, but people looked at it as if it was funny business because he would leave a bunch of games in the middle of games with cramping.
Yeah, so I guess there's a couple ways to look at that. The glass being half full is that he didn't have any major injuries, and when he did play, he's just a complete monster. The best compliment that you can receive in the NBA is being an engine that can carry a team. And hey, he's a 6'5", a 6'4", a 6'5" engine that can create on his own and create for others. He's a phenomenal passer. He's got awesome vision. It looks like he makes the right decisions. And then when you look at the glass half empty side, it's okay. I don't care if it's cramping, creatine, an ankle versus an ACL or not, because hey, this guy just hasn't shown that he has the durability to make it through a college season, let alone what we hope to be a 100-game NBA season.
Yeah, I mean, to that point, like I get it. Red flag certainly, like for me, especially when you've got guys up top like Dybala and Boozer who just went to the Grizzlies. But for me, like at the end of the day, like I just personally feel like Peterson's ceiling is the highest of the group. Now, whether he reaches that ceiling remains to be seen. No one knows yet. I think, as you kind of mentioned, I'm looking at more of the glass half full view, but I get it. Like it's not only the cramping and the missed games. It came out recently. He was doing interviews, talking about how he doesn't really watch the NBA, never really watched the NBA. It was more of just a guy who played. And like, that doesn't really bother me, but I know it bothers some people. So
yeah, that does not bother me either. Sorry to interrupt. Please continue.
No, I'm with you. Just like, it's a type of thing for me, like different strokes for different folks, right? Like you never know how someone was raised, what they're brought up on. Like I'm not going to criticize someone for not being an NBA head like we are. That said, like the missing games, the leaving halfway through games, it's never what you want to see. Like, again, I think his ceiling is the highest, but I have no like issues with watching and taking Dybala, who seems like more of a sure thing. Like, what you're going to get with him. Probably a perennial all-star, if not like someone who is carrying his team to like, conference finals. But truth be told, and we talk about this a lot, there's only like 6 guys that you can feel confident that can carry a team like that. And so whether one of these guys ends up being one of those guys remains to be seen.
Yo, you've got a sweet setup going on now. I see you moved, right? You're in a new home.
We moved over the weekend, so still unsettling. But yeah, I got all those wrestling toys I told you about set up in the background, along with some physical cards, just like hanging out up there. So I don't know how good of a view it is. I know my camera needs to be replaced. So hopefully when we do this next week, I'll have a better camera and you'll be able to see more specific stuff. But yeah, it's looking good. I'm pumped with it, man. Thank you.
Is that what you have behind you? You have like wrestling action figures? It's kind of hard to tell. It looks really nice. You've got that wood grain, baby.
I do. I have like the ring. Hold on. Like the ring. I don't know if you can see it with like all the guys behind there. It's like the ring with all the guys. And then, up above are like the ones that I told you about that are like still cased more or less. So yeah, a couple of those are worth some serious money.
No doubt. Yo, quickly, I want to shout out that Darren Peterson was actually born in Canton, Ohio. So if you tune in weekly, you know by now that Matt and I are big Cleveland fans. I grew up in Cleveland. I lived in the same house 10 minutes from downtown my entire life until I moved out. My mother still lives there. Matt still lives in Northeast Ohio. And Darren Peterson actually went to, Cuyahoga Valley for 1 year in high school. I know these guys, they bounce around a lot now, but I definitely wanted to shout that out. That's really cool that Darren Peterson actually did go to school in Northeast Ohio. And you said Boozer just got drafted, Carlos Boozer's kid. His dad, Carlos, he was a good NBA player. Like
very good NBA player.
Yeah, he averaged. What do you think his lifetime averages were? I mean, I guess I'm kind of leading the witness here, and yeah.
Probably his lifetime averages honestly close to 20 and 10. Like he was really good in Utah. I'm gonna say like 18 and 12. He was an all-star, multi-year all-star. He's got to be one of the best second-round picks ever.
See, you have a better memory than me. For some reason, I just forgot Boozer was as good as he was. Maybe my mind just tells me.
Him and Darren Williams on Utah.
Well, yeah, Darren Williams was really fucking good. He was like the best point guard in the league briefly. He ended up coming to Cleveland. Anyway, you guessed 18 and 12. That's close, although that would be like super strong. 16 and 9.5. Which is still pretty good. I forgot Carlos Boozer had such a good NBA career. His kid, yeah, I mean, it's kind of the opposite. I don't want to say the opposite of Peterson, but it's just like all about consistency, right? And it seems like he's a walking double-double, Kevin Love type. I don't know if there's anything too interesting that we can say about his kid because there doesn't seem to be any knock against him. Any thoughts about him going third?
If DeBantha isn't the most sure thing, then Boozer is. Like, talk about just a guy that you know what you're going to get. Like, I think he's going to be kind of similar to his dad. Like, a better offensive game probably, but, like, the game's different now. I mean, yeah, he seems like the Memphis is kind of entering a new wave, it seems, to probably get rid of Morant if and when they can. I like Howard a lot for them. They got some good young pieces. Edey. The Edey-Boozer front court is good. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he was the easy third in his draft.
Not too slow-footed, Matt?
Well, Edey himself might be too slow-footed. Like, yeah. But he is a rim presence offensively and defensively, frankly. So, yeah. I'm interested to see what else they do in the draft and the offseason. You know what I mean?
Yo, Bradley just mentioned that CC isn't available. That sucks. I apologize. I wish, I'm glad that you mentioned it. So if there's anything we can do moving forward, Bradley, I will. I'm a rookie streamer. I apologize. That sucks. Speaking of slow feet, I don't think the man, the kid, the baller, the teenager that just got drafted has slow feet. He's got quick bounce, Caleb Wilson. I mean, man, he just slams it on people's heads at every opportunity. Some NBA centers, Matt, they drive me fucking crazy. Guys like DeAndre Ayton, when they don't just like flush it home. I hate to sound like such a boomer, but yeah, sometimes it's just like dunk the fucking ball, dude. You know who you never have to say that with is Caleb Wilson. every highlight of this guy, it looks like even the times where he's going to physically be unable to cleanly hammer it home, he figures out a way to do it.
Yeah. He's a dog. Like, I watched him play a bunch this year at UNC. He was the best player on the floor often. When they beat Duke, he was the best player on the floor that day. He's really, really good. Fit with Chicago seems pretty natural also. Yeah, I'm a fan of that pick. How could you not be? Now is where the draft gets real interesting because I feel like before the past couple of weeks, it was kind of assumed that Acuff would be the next guy. And before that, it was kind of assumed that Kingston Flemings would be the next guy. Doesn't seem like it's going to be either of those guys. It goes with both the kid from Illinois, Wagler, and Michael Brown likely to go in the next two picks. So
I would take Acuff. What about you before it goes?
I would take Acuff also. I just think he's a guy, like you talk about bucket getters like Peterson. Acuff seems like a guy that you really know what you're going to get. And a guy I follow, another Cleveland guy. I don't know if we've talked about him. I'm not sure if you're familiar. A guy named Cleve TA. Really analytically, like he's got his own website. He's got like 40,000 followers on Twitter. I mean, he's spoken very highly of. He's an Orange guy from around here. He's older than you. And he put out a tweet today. I'm going to find it, talking about how like prospects like Acuff, like he finds it surprising that Acuff's falling because of just his measurables. I'm going to find the tweet right now.
Acuff's one of my personal favorites. He's a tough kid from the streets of Detroit. He can shoot. I think he was the only player in the nation to average something like 20 points, 5 assists while shooting over 40% from three. Did you find it?
I got the number. This is like this type of stuff you love. I've been meaning to mention him to you, so I'm glad I did. This is a tweet from today. I'm kind of stunned at how Acuff is seemingly dropping out of the top 5. I understand he is a bad defender, but he is built like a tank and hopefully can at least turn into an average defender in the future. But this is a kid who shot 51%, 44%, 81% as a freshman. My data only goes back 20-ish years, but the only other freshmen with those splits that went round 1 were Kyrie, SGA, Devin Booker, and Ben McLemore. And he did it with a much larger sample size of games than Kyrie, more than double the assist rate of Booker and McLemore, and on way more three-point attempts than SGA. I think he's a surefire 20-point-a-game scorer. And honestly, like when you hear stuff like that, there's a difference between a guy that can get you 15 points and a guy that is like a for sure 20-point-a-game scorer in the league. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys that can get buckets, but I think Acuff is like an elite bucket getter. So I'm with you. I think he should go 5th.
I'm with both of you. I'm all in on that take of the guy from Orange or Northeast Ohio that you just mentioned. He seems like his head is in the right place. Acuff, that is. Most of the guys they do now. We've kind of touched on this in shows before. I've joked that like Jalen Williams isn't going to be the one to like ruin your locker room. You know what I mean?
No,
guys
yes, no. Acuff, I don't think you can say that about. I don't know him, and I don't mean to like put that out there, but like I don't think he's that in that mold. You know what I mean?
He is. I'm telling you, I've seen interviews with this kid.
I don't know enough. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, he's super straight up. He's all in. Motivated, hard worker, the whole thing. So Wagler went. Wow. Okay. Not Acuff. So you kind of, I don't know if called it would be the right way, but you definitely didn't just say like Acuff's coming next.
No, I kind of read the tea leaves, you know. That was kind of what the rumors had been. And I mean, Wagler's really good too. I personally like Acuff, but like I don't have the info of these teams. You know what I'm saying? So
we were just talking. Sorry to interrupt you, Matt. We were just talking about Caleb Wilson throwing it down and how much he loved to dunk. You know how many dunks Wagler had last year?
Not a lot. Yeah. He was a below the rim guy.
Yeah, he didn't dunk. He didn't dunk the ball.
He's good though, man. Like he's good offensively. He didn't come in as highly touted as a lot of those other guys, but he was really, really impressive his freshman year. So I don't think that's a bad pick or anything. I would have taken Acuff personally, but there's other guys I like too. This draft is deep, not just top heavy. Kingston Flemings from Houston. I think he's going to be a stud. I love those Houston guys. I just feel like they play the right way. You know what I mean?
This is a fun draft. Like, you've heard from analysts about like 4 or 5 different guys where they're like, I think he's the most NBA ready now. And you're thinking, well, isn't it like that every draft? No, it's not like that every draft. When Cooper Flagg was being drafted, it's like he's head and shoulders the best. When Wemby was being drafted, same thing. Whereas this year, it's like Darren Peterson can run an NBA team better than anyone. And then it's like Carlos Boozer's, I keep saying that. Cam Boozer is the most NBA ready. He's a walking double-double as soon as he enters the league. Then it's like AJ Debonsa is 6'9" and has a 42-inch vertical and has the length and scoring ability to be the most NBA ready in this draft. And then it's like Darius Acuff's going to come in and he's going to get you 22 points a game and he's the most NBA ready. I've heard that about a lot of the – just underlining your point here, Matt, about how deep this draft is. And drafts aren't always so interesting because you can always just look later to see who's picked and where. But I do find it fun kind of just like sweating this out with you in real time. Who's Brooklyn going to go with at 6?
I think this is Michael Brown from Louisville, who, again, I don't like as much as Acuff. And that same Cleve TA posted a tweet, like, I don't know, a couple hours ago, like, the Nets just traded their starting center for a power forward. Like, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but Mara from UCLA, like, he was just talking about how cheap that guy was on Kalshi and to go number 6. So, like, if Mara goes 6, he'll be goated because, like, no one has Mara going 6, you know?
Wow. Okay. So we'll keep an eye out for that.
He won't go 6 because, honestly, like, someone would trade down if they wanted him. But just a thought that, like, and honestly, the only reason I don't know how familiar you are with him, played at UCLA and then transferred to Michigan and won a title this past year. Super tall.
Yeah.
And now you are familiar. Yeah. So obviously with Wemby now, like, you got to be able to counteract that. That's why I'm intrigued with Zach Edey, because I feel like he might even have a better role than he did when he came out. And he was really, really good in college. Like, are his feet too slow? That's the question.
You've always liked Edey. And Mara, before I forget something interesting about him, he has the second highest standing reach. So, just standing reach in NBA history, which is at 9 feet and 9 inches. Do you know who has the tallest standing reach in NBA history at the Combine? Mr. Fantasy Tips Matt.
Is it okay? So how long has the Combine been going on? Do you know? Like, for a long time?
I don't know. I'll give you a hint. It's in the past 15 years.
Okay. So I was going to say like Manute Bol or something. So no.
Shout out to Manute. He was amazing.
Greg Oden?
No. Do you want one more guess or you want the answer?
I'll take one more guess. The tallest. I feel like it's going to be obvious.
But you're not going to get it, but you're going to say, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, give it to me.
Taco Fall, 10 feet, 2 inches.
That obviously makes a lot of sense. I mean, the other guy I honestly should have guessed was Bol, Manute Bol's son.
Man, do you have any unique takes on Bol and why he didn't make it?
No, but like they're the takes on him, right? He's one of the few guys, and I feel like you'll understand this, that like is almost like Shedeur Sanders, and that some people overrate him so much, and then some people underrate him so much, think he's so bad. Honestly, he's probably more, he isn't great, but I remember DFS games where like Phoenix would be out guys and he would get a bunch of minutes and you would like need him in DFS. He's a talented offensive player. The reason that he fell off is because of his lack of defense, lack of caring on defense and et cetera. I think that's as simple as that. I don't know if you do as well.
Yo, speaking of over underrated, what do you think of Trae Young signing with Washington? I used to really like Trae Young, and then back in 2021 when he was just giving it to the Knicks, and do you remember this after he hit that floater in game 1 of the whatever series that was against the Knicks? And I was patting myself on the back. I was like, I knew this dude's the man. And here we are 5 years later, and the Hawks were kind of better without him. He doesn't really affect games other than being an engine on offense. I keep talking about engines, because that's just so important. And Trae Young, no matter what you think of him, he can be an engine. And it's just funny how much, I don't know if funny's the right word, Matt, but there's just like so much smut on his name these days. Like That's what got me just kind of ranting about him right now, the overrated versus underrated. And people just drag him so hard. And he's the third highest assist per game in NBA history, Matt. NBA history. If I'm Trae Young, I'm saying, excuse me, you guys think I'm so terrible. I'm third in NBA history in assists per game at 9.8. Do you think he's overrated, underrated? And good call with Brown Jr. just calling. Damn, my boy Acuff is falling out of the top.
I think Acuff goes next. But yeah, honestly,
Trae Young.
I think it's no question about it at this point. He's underrated. Like, he's gone from being very overrated to underrated. The contract is crazy, but NBA money is crazy in general. We know that. So, yeah, I mean, I think he's going to actually be. I've seen some takes that you might see the best Trae Young you've seen yet because he's not going to be able to have the ball in his hand so much because you've got Anthony Davis. That team, man, I've talked about that team with you. Anthony Davis, now Debansta, Keyshawn George. I like that squad, man. Like, they're making the playoffs in the East next year. I'm saying it right now.
What are they going to do with AD? I would get rid of him. Isn't he going to make like $60 million a year coming up in a few years? He's always injured. He's never been able to carry a team or anything close. You know, shout out to the championship that he won with LeBron. He was a big part of that. That whole like weak side defensive beast that like him and Jaren Jackson Jr. were or are seems to be more of the meta from NBA like 2021, 2022 than now. Those guys aren't as important now. If you were at Washington, would you be thinking along the lines of what you just said? Hey, we've got a sick fucking team here, but we could shake AD and give ourselves a better chance moving forward. Or do you say, no, let's just keep Anthony Davis and roll with it?
I mean, at this point, I think you keep Anthony Davis and roll with it. Like, you got Trae Young. You don't have to commit to that forever, but why wouldn't you at least see what you got there? Like,
why wouldn't you? Because he's always hurt, dude. He never plays, and you got to pay him $1 billion fucking dollars.
That's fair, but like, what? So, what are you getting for him now? Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, what did you trade for him then? Like, why? Like, I don't know. Like, I understand where you're coming from, but at that point, like, I don't know. I feel like you traded for him and Trae Young for a reason. You've got a good young core. Like, if nothing else, when healthy, AD is dominant defensively. I personally think they should see it through, at least for the first half of the season. And if they stink or they're middling, and then you can deal AD because it's not like there won't be suitors if he's healthy.
Well, okay, I guess we'll agree to disagree. I'm looking at his player option for 2027, 2028 at $62.7 million, and I'm just saying to myself, I have to get away from this. I have to shake that contract. The guy never plays. If you think that he's for some reason going to be healthy moving forward, sure, I can wrap my head around it. That just seems to be a big if. We have no evidence to support some claim or hypothesis that like, oh yeah, Anthony Davis, like he's going to be ready to go and he's going to stay healthy. Like, no,
well, I think the bigger question is like, why'd they trade for him then? Like, not like, you know what I mean? Because he hasn't even played for them yet, ever.
That's crazy. What do you think about the what do you think about the Giannis trade?
Yeah, I mean, Miami gave up a lot. On one hand, I'm a little surprised that Milwaukee didn't just take Jaylen Brown because he's such a known commodity. But on the other hand, like, their roster probably isn't good enough for JB. And Miami gave up basically everything they could. Hero, Khalil Ware, the picks, Yaka Jonas. I mean, I feel like it was a limited market of who could deal for Giannis just because Giannis had to commit to signing a extension to wherever he went. So all things considered, I think Milwaukee did pretty well, and Miami got the best player they've had since LeBron went there. So I get it from both sides.
I don't. I think it's bad for both sides. It doesn't make much sense to me because Miami's like the Pittsburgh Steelers now. They're just like some ground and pound team with no finesse, no shooting.
What were they before, though?
At least they had Hero who could make some shots. Like he could make.
Well, now they
shots.
got the best player in any playoff series they play. Like I see, you don't see it from Miami's side. Like I get it.
The best player in any playoff series that they play. I don't
Potentially,
know
not
that's
automatically, but potentially, yeah. I mean, who's better in the East than Giannis? If you want to say Brunson, sure, but are we really taking Brunson over Giannis like on a one series basis? No, we're not.
Maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't say no, we're not so fast. And Norman Powell's their best shooter, and they're going to lose.
He's not there anymore.
Okay, so
gone.
that's just again that you're just making my point. So
I know.
he's gone. He's their only shooter, right? You need someone who can make something happen off the.
I'm not
bounce off
saying
the-
that Miami's a title contender now. I'm just saying in the past few years, they've gotten ran through by teams like the Cavs, okay? The Cavs, who stink in the playoffs, absolutely ran through them. So if you're Miami and you're sitting there with the core of Hero, Bam, etc., they haven't won anything and they're not going to win anything. You got a chance to get potentially
What are they
the best
going to
player
win
in
now?
the
Are they better than the Cavs now, Matt?
They're at least in that conversation, but they were definitely worse before this move, is the point. Definitely worse, like clearly worse.
Okay, let me ask this: Are the Heat better today than the Heat better today than the Bucks were 2 days ago?
Yes. Bam alone probably just answers that question.
I guess, dude. You just think like Andrew Wiggins is going to make all of the shots for them? They have to be able to create space somehow.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think they're a legit title contender right now. I'm with you. That said, like, I understand why they made the move, because anytime you can get a guy like Giannis, you gotta at least. I mean, Miami was a middling team; they weren't winning anything with that core. I mean, they just weren't. So, Miami's known for star hunting. We'll see what they put around Giannis. Again, I don't think they're going to win the title, but I think they're in a better spot now than they were yesterday. And to kind of answer your questions that you're beating around the bush about, Miami today has better odds to win the title than the Cavs.
Yeah, the number moved because of the trade. What's the price? I guess I can pull it up myself, but it sounds like you already know.
But it doesn't even matter
that?
what the price is, because the point is, like, what was the price before compared to today? Is my
If they're twice as likely, Matt, then I would say, okay, that's a good point. If they're both plus 800 and change, I'd say, okay, whatever.
I think they're twice as likely from when they made the trade, which is the whole point. You're not comparing them to the
if you
Cavs.
believe that, of course you think it's a good trade. If you think they're twice as likely now, and I think they're maybe thinking the same thing. They thought, hey, this is our chance, and what you just said, we're not going anywhere with this current roster we have. And if we do make this shake for Giannis, now we have a non-zero chance at winning the Larry O'Brien trophy. I think that's just what it all came down to. I don't agree with them, and you do, and we'll see how it goes. Giannis better be healthy since they gave up their whole fucking team for him. I know that much.
And he might not be. And it might be, and this deal might go down in flames for them. But honestly, I'd still rather have that than the core they were working with, because they were going nowhere. They weren't even like winning playoff series. They were getting rolled by teams like the Cavs. The Cavs embarrassed them last year in the playoffs. The Cavs. I don't know. Like, I think they gave up a lot, but they had no choice. You're fighting with an offer of a guy like Jaylen Brown. The other guy I forgot to mention that I actually really like is Jaime Jaquez. I think he's a good player.
Didn't he kind of fall out? I liked him as well, and he had some monster DFS games, if I remember correctly. I even bought some of his rookie moments on NBA Top Shot. Just sold one for a 2x a few days ago, or it actually happened when he got traded. Must have been because of that. I was saying though, he fell out of the rotation. I feel like at the end of the season, right, Matt?
He did fall out. I don't know about, he limited offensively. He's got some things in his game to work out. I just feel like you give me a team full of Jaime Jaquez's, I can make that work,
Our boy Akoff went 7th. You said it. You called it, although, yeah, that wasn't some hot take since I thought he was going to go even earlier. But off to Sacramento. So I'm high on him. You're high on him. It'll be interesting to see how he does there. Not the best organization. The Kings, the Browns, fucking Jimmy Haslam, huh?
How about trading Giannis and Myles Garrett in the span of 2 weeks?
Yeah, that's I don't know if I want to say quite strong or not, but yeah, those are some bold moves. What's up with the Cleveland quarterback situation? I know we kind of touch on this every week. At the moment, who has the upper hand?
I feel like from what I've heard, Shedeur is really closing the gap, and that's mostly because Deshaun Watson stinks and isn't the athlete he was, throws very erratically. The other side of that is, though, Chad Ochocinco just went on his podcast saying that basically Deshaun is going to be the starter. And most people are speculating that info came from Jerry Jeudy, and that, even though they're saying it's a quarterback battle, Deshaun is just going to start anyways at the beginning of the season. So I'm kind of fascinated by this. Only in Cleveland, man. And
what happened to Gabriel? Sorry to cut you off. What happened to Dylan?
He's not even in the mix at all.
Oh, he's drawing dead?
Drawing completely dead. Like, no shot at all. He doesn't even get spoken of. And he was a Stefanski guy.
How did Stefanski win Coach of the Year twice? Like, fucking Christ, man.
I don't know how he took this Browns team to the playoffs twice.
I just said that without double checking. He really did win it twice, didn't he?
He did. He did.
I don't know, man. I feel like when I would watch the Browns, his coaching never impressed me.
He stinks. I mean, the NFL Coach of the Year is a farce too, because it's all about like the team that exceeds expectations the most. No one ever thought of him as the top coach in the NFL, but it's just how the cookie crumbled. And here's how I feel about NFL coaches, and honestly coaches in most sports, but especially the NFL. There's a handful of guys, you could think of them, name them, Andy Reid, McVay, those guys that really, really change the game and, add wins to that team. There's a few coaches, in my opinion, that are the opposite of that are awful and lose the team games. But most coaches, and honestly, like 85% are just in the middle, and they're fine. You give them the right talent to play with, and they can win. If not, they won't. And that's what I think Stefanski is.
I remember speaking of coaches getting fired after performing well, I just said Stefanski got fired after having 2 Coach of the Year awards within, what was that, Matt, a 4-year span? How about Marty Schottenheimer getting fired back like 20 years ago in 2005, 6, 7 after he went 14-2 with the Chargers? So, yeah, coaching is a
Casey losing his job with the Pistons, or was that the Raptors? I can't remember. After
Raptors,
winning Coach of the Year and getting fired.
Yeah. Good call, for sure. Who's going next, Matt? The Hawks are on the clock. Your boy Flemings? Yeah, selection's made.
I don't know. Is it Flemings?
Yeah, they picked him.
Man, I love that Atlanta team, especially after I like Aaron Wiggins. Like, what a good savvy move for that Hawks team. The Hawks are on the up and up. Stealing Trey, making Jalen Johnson the guy. Now you get another pass first point guard in Kingston Flemings. I'm in.
He had a bad combine, I guess, Flemings.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not shocked at that. That's probably why he fell. But are you overly concerned at that? I'm not.
No, he's explosive. He should be just fine. Ade Mara, he could be taken next. We were just talking about him and his reach earlier. Couple Michigan, 3 Michigan guys, Matt, could go in this first round, right?
What, him, Yaxel, and
Johnson.
And Johnson, yeah. And then the best player, the guy that would have gone the highest, McKinney, coming back for his sophomore year.
Dude, Yaxel's story is insane. Do you know he didn't play any ball in middle school, and he tried to play in high school, but he kept getting kicked off the team for he couldn't even make it academically. And you don't need much in high school to make it academically to play on the basketball team. You only need like a 2.0. Dude, you know how many high school games he played, Matt? He played 11 high school games total.
That's wild.
That's pretty crazy. And then he just wasn't into it. His mom kept pushing him, and she pushed him to go to JUCO. And then he went to UAB after JUCO, I think. We lost Matt for a second. And then he went to Michigan. I'm pretty sure that's Yaxel's story. You don't hear that story much. 11 total games. I think we can hear you a little bit, Matt, but we don't see you. So
yeah, I'm here. Sorry, my camera was being a little bit fussy. I had to turn it on and off, and I'm getting it back on right now.
No problem. But yeah,
sorry about that.
You look great, buddy. That setup again looks beautiful.
Thank you.
But So this dude, yeah, Matt, he didn't play at all in middle school, okay? Yaxel, that is. He played 11 games in high school, and he just wanted to sit at home and play video games and just not do anything. And his mom forced him to go to junior college. Are you with me so far?
I am.
Okay, so then what happened was he went to University of Alabama, Birmingham for 2 years after JUCO, okay? So he plays 11 games in high school, isn't doing anything for college. His mom pushes him out the door, makes him go to junior college. Then he transfers to UAB. Then he transfers to Michigan. So that's just crazy. Like, that's not the traditional story. Like,
when he transferred last year to Michigan, he was like the best player in college basketball last year at UAB. He was like like the number one DFS guy. Like, he was a stud at UAB.
Yeah, these guys, if you look at their stories, if you look at where they went to school, it's just always like layered. Whereas back in our day, I don't want to say back in our day, but 25, 30 years ago, speaking of Michigan, you'd have a guy, his name would be Jalen Rose, and he would go to Michigan for 3 years, and then he would get drafted. And now we have a guy named Yaxel Okari Lendeborg who went to Arizona Western College, and then he went to UAB, and then he went to Michigan. It's just like, yeah, it's a lot more complicated these days with the moves that college players make.
He talks a lot of shit too. He's easy to root against, but man, he's fun to watch.
When do you project him going in the first round?
I feel like he'll go in like the mid-teens. Like, he's a guy that's ready to win now. Like, he's a guy I'd love for the Cavs to pick up someone like him, a true wing. Like,
yeah, can play the 3 or 4.
Yeah, he's good. Like, he's really good. I always like guys like that were just like the best. He was the best player in college the past 2 years, probably combined. I mean, you got like, obviously Cooper Flagg was amazing as a freshman and the guys this year, but as far as production in college goes, he was the top guy the past 2 years. There's something to be said for that.
For no doubt, first team All-American. And there's really something to be said for that, especially
probably back-to-back years, first team, huh?
Just agreeing with you. You said there's something to be said for that.
No, I was just asking you, was he back-to-back first team All-American, or was it just last year?
I think it was just last. Okay. I think it was just last year.
Sorry, go ahead. Didn't mean to cut you off.
That's fine. But yeah, he's won other awards such as first team All Big Ten, and he was the AAC Defensive Player of the Year a couple times. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see how he plays in the league, along with these other Michigan guys. When are our Cavs on the clock? What do we have, the 29th pick?
We have the 29th pick, but again, I don't think they're going to be making that selection. I kind of hope they do, but be prepared for them to trade out and just get another second-round pick.
You like my Blazers hoodie? Is that like okay? I felt kind of weird about wearing a team that's not my own team, but I also didn't want to wear like a Cavs hoodie. Like, I'm still just a little bit hurt from getting swept by the fucking Knicks, but the fact that they won the championship, I guess, makes it a little bit better. What's the talk around Cleveland? Still just doom and gloom?
They just got so embarrassed in the conference finals that it's hard to think anything else. Like, people in Cleveland want them to change things up. Simple as that. Okay,
we were just talking about Michigan players. Morez Johnson Jr. just got drafted by Dallas. I think the Hornets were hoping that he would fall to them, but he didn't fall to them. He's kind of an old school player. We were talking earlier about just like the ground and pound nature of Miami now, that they have Bam and that they have Giannis. Morez kind of reminds me of a player from, maybe 20 years ago. Big, strong, some guy that looks like the Atlanta Hawks would draft in like 2002. Any thoughts on Morez getting drafted by the Mavs here?
Just a solid player. Guy that can, mix it up inside. Good athletic frame for today's NBA game. I think he's just a solid rotational piece.
What do you think about Lively? I know he's been hurt. Everybody was so big on him. Everyone's like, Lively's the man. He's, 7'1". He's going to be the next great center. But I don't think it's just injuries. Like, he's disappeared in games where he was just fine and healthy. What do you think about Derek Lively?
I think he's got a nice role. Like, you know, the NBA is often like, what have you done for me lately, right? And he's been hurt. So we'll see if he can stay healthy. I think is the best way to put it.
What do you have? Surgery on his foot last year or something like that? Season-ending surgery. I think so. Yeah, so Dusty May got his boy, right? Since he's coaching the Mavericks now, he got Johnson. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. That's really cool, actually. Good call out.
Mara should be going soon, huh?
I think in the teens.
What do you think about Jaylen Brown? Is he just going to be super salty and want to get traded?
Definitely. I mean, we know how
1 million fucking percent, dude. He's not the kind of guy that's just going to be like, oh yeah, it's business. Like, I love you guys. Like, I don't know. He does seem a little bit underappreciated by them. I've always been a little bit more bullish on Jaylen Brown than the field is. I know people like to make fun of his shortcomings, like not being the best ball handler in the world, but man, he comes up big when they need him. You know, Golden State kept leaving him open, and he just kept knocking down shots. Finals MVP, is a really good defender, and he's just talked about all the time in these trade talks. Meanwhile, they're like, oh no, Hugo Gonzalez is like untouchable, but like, yeah, we're trying to ship Jaylen Brown. Like, no, you can't have Baylor Shireman. And like the NBA intelligentsia thinks they're like so smart and just like, they're like, oh no, like you don't know how good like Shireman is. Like, he's amazing. Like, you just don't know hoops. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Tatum didn't even play last year. The guy's 25 and he averaged like 5 points a game. He had every opportunity to ball. But like, oh, I just don't understand the game of basketball because I don't think Baylor Shireman's the fucking man. I get it with Hugo Gonzalez a little bit more. He's only 20 years old. He has a ton of upside. Apparently, he is really fucking loved by Boston.
I don't get it. Like, yeah, I get it for him more than Baylor. But when you're talking about elite players like Giannis, guys like Hugo Gonzalez, Baylor Shireman should never be the reason you don't make a deal. You got actual feeling like Jaylen Brown. These NBA superstars are fragile beings. I mean, they're rare. They've been the best guy wherever they've been their entire lives. I mean, these NBA superstars, think about it. So do I think Jaylen Brown's going to react well? No. I think that is a recipe for disaster, and he'll end up being moved sooner rather than later. And we'll see what happens. That was the talk around Cleveland today. Would you deal Mobley for Jaylen Brown?
I would. Would you?
I would deal Mitchell for Jaylen Brown. I would struggle to deal Mobley for him, honestly.
Pardon me? Can you repeat the last part? You said you would deal Mitchell for him, but what about Mobley?
I'm torn on Mobley. I would struggle to give up Mobley for a 30-year-old Brown, but I wouldn't argue with why you would want to do it because I get it.
I think that could actually – I think that could happen. I think that's a good look right there, and I think – yeah, I think that could work because Jaylen Brown's. Why did Giannis want to get out of Milwaukee so badly? I don't even understand that part. Like, just and before I forget, now that Giannis is gone, Devin Booker, Matt, is the only player remaining on either the Suns or the Bucks from that 2021 finals. Booker's the last fucking man standing. He's the only guy. Those teams. Wild for sure. Nothing illustrates or shows more how transient the league is now, right? Than the fact that Booker is the only guy left on his team from two teams that both made the finals. I just thought that was funny. I like Booker. I've always, again, been kind of – I just said I was more bullish on Jaylen Brown than the field kind of is. Same with Booker. I've just always liked him since he came in and was like 21 years old and had like 70 fucking points.
I love Booker too. That's crazy, though, that he's the last guy. That's wild.
Yeah. You know who could come in and have something crazy, 60, 70 points is your boy Peterson. Just watching more and more of him. AJ went 1, and I thought AJ should go 1, but man, Peterson is so smooth, dude. And his shot, the way he shoots, like, it's fast. It's like when he gets it here, he's already shooting it. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. I guess not hard to explain, but all it takes is watching him for 2 seconds and you'll see exactly what I mean. It's silky. There's a reason he's compared to Ray Allen. And I don't know if people should be comparing him to Kobe Bryant. They do. They do. I'm sure you know. You know as much about Peterson as anyone. You were telling me about Darren Peterson before anyone was. But he's smooth, man.
He's super, super smooth. I mean, he is. If he can stay healthy, I think his offensive game is tops in this class, and that's after what we talked about with Acuff. So that should say a lot.
And speaking of Debansa, he's got a high vertical, 42 inches, Matt, at 6'9".
Yeah, he's a dog.
At 6'9"? Have you heard him speak? He seems like he's
very well spoken.
Yeah, for sure. Smart dude, it seems like.
Very, very well spoken, no doubt about it.
These kids have seen all the 30 for 30s on players from the past, like getting in trouble and going broke. So that's not going to, and the fact that they're making $60 million, $50 million, $40 million a year now. It's really hard to go broke, but hey, just ask Floyd Mayweather. That's insane. Yeah. Every time I see those articles, I always think it's like fake news because I think, how could Floyd Mayweather go broke? That guy was making like $85 million for like 36 minutes of work.
Right.
Like I said, you followed Darren Peterson closely. I've followed Floyd Mayweather, Matt, since I was a teenager. He's a piece of shit human being, which I came to realize when I became an adult. But he's one of the greatest fighters you'll ever see. He might be the greatest fighter. He beat everybody in their fucking time.
I liked boxing just because of him. So totally with you there.
Yeah, I had my entire and there's witnesses to this. You can ask mutuals. I had my entire life roll on life roll, not like bankroll, betting bankroll. I had my fucking life roll, dude, on him versus Oscar De La Hoya, Cinco de Mayo. I think it was 2000 and maybe 8, and he was like a 2-1 favorite. And boy, I was just convinced Floyd would beat him, and he did. It was a little bit closer than I would have hoped. Oscar came out strong, but Floyd did what he did every single time I bet on Floyd because he's never lost a fight.
Same. I had a fight like that also where, man, it was. I want to say the name was Hatton.
Ricky Hatton. You can start your story after I say that I also had my life roll on Floyd versus Ricky Hatton because all of the Brits, Matt, they all flew over from England, and they all bet Hatton at the windows at the sports books in Vegas. So that brought the odds down on Floyd, and it just gave us a great price. You were saying?
No, also one of the bigger bets I've ever made at the time, especially. So yeah, was a huge Money May fan. He never lost.
Yo, man the station for 20 seconds, okay?
Yeah, got you, man. So yeah, as Cleveland guys, I know me and Matt were talking about this. I'm interested to see what the Cavs do. If they trade out of 29, they'll probably grab an extra second-round pick. They don't have one now. So yeah, we'll see. This draft is so deep. Most of the time, you really can't get a guy that you can count on that deep in the draft for a team that's trying to win now. But this year could potentially be different. Let's see where the board is. I'm surprised Nate Ament is still on the board. So yes, still waiting after Morez. Top 10 is nice though. AJ, DP, Boozer, Caleb Wilson, Wagler, Mikel Brown, Acuff, Flemings, Morez, and then Braden Burries just went to Milwaukee. So yeah, I like him too. This draft has so many good players, so many good young guards in this draft.
Oh, Barry's just got picked.
Yep. He's good, man.
I think, is Floyd going to fight Pacquiao again?
I don't know.
I think I saw that in the news. They both must need money. I used to love boxing. Did you grow up watching boxing, Matt?
I did, but not like regularly, like it sounds like you did.
Oh yeah. I grew up boxing as well and watching the Sweet Science.
Okay.
Not as fun anymore. Certainly not in the news too much.
No, I feel like it's a dying and almost dead sport now. Although it's not completely dead. There's some guys from Cleveland that are. I know there's a big fight July 4th. So, yep.
What do you think, dude? You want to wrap it up? You make any buys recently in collectibles? I wish you told me to buy Dylan Harper rookie cards a year ago. I saw people that paid like $150 for some of his rare ones on NBA Top Shot, flipping them for like $1,200 now. And just said to myself, "Fuck! I wish I would have bought some of those. I wish I would have bought." I didn't buy one of them. I wish I bought one. I wish I bought 5. I wish I bought 10. I would sell them all now for a nice 10x. These rookies are going to be, these rookies are going to be in demand next year, right? Like a few of them. Like these guys are kind of collectible, likable dudes, right?
100%. I mean, the NBA just continues to just load up with young talent. It's pretty crazy,
Is there a chance Caleb Wilson busts? He shoots like 25% from 3. And my instincts tell me he's the fucking man, but like the devil on my shoulder tells me I'm wrong. And I just really like his athleticism and how like dynamic he is. Is he going to be the next James Wiseman? I know Wiseman didn't have like the agility and the quick bounce that Wilson has, but Wiseman was also like knocking down threes when he first came into the league and got everybody pretty excited. And then he was just dust. What do you think about Wilson? Some people are super duper high on him. Like they'll watch his mixtapes or whatever, or they've just followed him and they think, hey, when you look back in 5 years, he's going to be the best player in the draft.
Caleb Wilson?
Correct.
I think he's in that conversation. I don't project that, but I don't think that's like a crazy take. I prefer Peterson and Debanza, but I think I like the setup that Wilson has being the guy in Chicago right away. I think numbers wise, like there's more for Debanza and Peterson to have to fight with at the beginning than I think there is for Caleb Wilson. So I wouldn't be surprised if he wins Rookie of the Year or stuff like that.
You like Braden Berry's going to Milwaukee?
Yeah, it's a solid pickup. Young guard, athletic, big. Yeah, like that move a lot for them.
Well, look, I guess we can wrap it up, dude. This was a pretty fun stream. We're going to have to go hard when we have real content like NFL games and NBA games. Kind of the dog days of summer now, although today wouldn't qualify, especially with all of the trades to go along with the draft.
NBA offseason, I feel like it could be dead, and then all of a sudden it just like ramps up. You know what I mean?
If you had gun to your head, where does Jaylen Brown play? You know, the Blazers are the favorite right now, the odds-on favorite for him.
Not surprising. They got young pieces they can give up. I think the Blazers are ripe to make a move. I think he ends up in I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like I don't know why. I feel like he's gonna end up in Cleveland. Nah, they're not gonna make a move. I don't know. I kind of
like that call though. I do kind of like that call.
The Cavs need a wing. I've needed a wing since LeBron left, basically. I like the Portland call. I'll go with Portland.
Any chance LeBron goes to Cleveland? So we're talking about Jaylen Brown, who's not going to Miami. We know that. So, and is LeBron going to go to Miami? Because you were saying how you like the deal. You weren't super pumped about it. You weren't thrilled, but you said, yeah, it makes sense to me. It's reasonable. I can get behind it. I understand why both teams made the moves that they did. And I'm saying, excuse me, Matt, no, I don't see it. So from my perspective, LeBron's not going to go to Miami. And if they're not going to get, who are they going to get is what I'm asking you. Who's Miami going to get to fill out their roster?
No one like LeBron. LeBron's definitely not going there. I mean, they can't pay him enough. That's why he's not coming to Cleveland. Like No one of substance. Young guys, they're going to have to lean on the guys they have now. And honestly, yeah, I don't think they're a title contender this year. But at the end of the day,
they can't. They have to fill out the roster. They can't just lean on the guys. They don't have.
No, I'm saying they'll fill out the roster, but I'm saying with the guys who will play, like they're not going to be making moves for guys that are better than what they have now. Is the point, in my opinion? They're not able to.
What do you think about Reeves?
Austin Reeves?
Are you bullish on him? Do you?
I mean, yeah, what's not to like about him? I mean, he's a freaking stud offensively.
Because
Defensively,
he disappears, dude. That's what there's not to like. The guy disappears at times.
I mean, sure, he's not a superstar, but when you ask, like, yeah, I like Reeves. I think he's really good. Why are you asking about him in particular, though? Just curious.
Well, he could move, right?
Yeah, he can move just because it's redundant with Luka, but I'm sure they'd be asking for a shitload, honestly.
Okay, well, they're going to need to pay him a bunch. Do you think he? Okay. Do you think he's better than Tyler Hero?
Comparable, but I do. I think I do think he's a little bit better. I think that Hero's a better shooter. I think Reeves, yeah, very comparable. I mean, I wouldn't argue with you if you had Hero over him. I would take
Hero.
Reeves.
Hero's 2 years younger, and there's just something I don't love about Reeves. Maybe he would be better on another team, but he just comes up missing in action too much for me. He does flash signs of greatness. I understand why your knee-jerk reaction was, yeah, I like him. What are you talking about here? Like, you don't like him? So I completely understand where you're coming from.
Well, I feel like he's like a consensus top 50 guy in the league. So, like, yeah, I like him. You know what I mean? I get your point, like, nuance speaking. There's things not to like, but he's good. So, yeah, I get what you're saying, though, totally.
And then what? The Heat keeps Andrew Wiggins?
Hopefully for them. I mean, I think he's like the
seriously.
Yeah, they need to keep him, which is kind of a sad state of affairs.
Hopefully for them is right, dude. They need to keep him. And he's like their best creator. I hate to say, well, no, Davion Mitchell. But like, are you counting on Davion Mitchell to get you like 3 buckets with 4 minutes to go in a playoff game? Probably not. No. You're counting on his defense, his assist to turnover ratio, his professionalism. You're not like, oh, we're down 6 with 42 seconds left, but we've got Davion Mitchell. We have a chance.
Yeah, totally. I'm with you.
That's why I just don't think it makes any sense for Miami. They're looking at a 45 to 47 regular season win total in my mind, and having to deal with Giannis injuries and having to deal with filling out the roster. But I can be sold on, again, the reasoning being, look, dude, they were drawing fucking dead. They weren't going anywhere with this roster. And sure, they gave up their whole roster, and you keep saying how they have to, refill it, but they didn't actually give up anything where the Bucks were like, woo, like, fuck yeah, like at least we got X. I don't think so, which is why I just think it's bad for both teams. It doesn't even make sense. Like it's like some fantasy football trade, like star, not plural, just star for scrubs. And yeah, you got a bunch of dudes that can fill out your lineup on a Sunday for your fantasy football squad that might, be some box score stuffers. But like Milwaukee got dick for the face of their franchise. Fear the fucking deer. Like that's Giannis. And I don't know. I guess if he was just so salty and always moody and just really wanted to leave, that they had to say, all right.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, clearly it was a situation where they had to get rid of him. I mean, I don't feel like you're accounting for that at all here. Like, clearly they had to get rid of him. And what were they going to deal him for? I would question you with. Like, what were they going to get back that would make you happy? I'll put it in.
Why did they have to get rid of him? He's Mr. Super Pro.
Because he clearly wanted out. He's wanted out for a while, and that team stinks. And when he's your guy, you got to do what's right for him. I mean, you have to deal him at that point.
That's your bottom line, is you have to do what's right for him. That's what this.
When it gets to this point, yes. Like
you can no. He won a championship for them. You can possibly sell me on that, but they also could have played hardball and said, "Excuse me, dude, you're Mr. Family Man, Mr. Never make a fucking mistake off the court, Mr. Unblemished Past. What are you going to do? Just come in and pout every
I feel
single
like they
day?
did do that for the past 2 years. I mean, he's wanted out for a while, and the team sucks for all intents and purposes. The team is awful. Like, I don't know. Like, I get it. The problem, though, is whenever you deal a guy like Giannis, you're never going to get back fair value because guys like Giannis don't come along ever. So to that point, you're never going to win a deal like that. But like, I don't know. Usually we see things pretty eye to eye. I'm surprised we're so different on this. And it's not that like, I feel like, oh, Miami is some title contender. That team was going nowhere with Hero and Ware and Jaquez. Those guys are nice players on a team with bona fide superstars or with a star. The Heat didn't have that. Now they have, again, potentially the best player in any series they play. And the Heat went to the finals with Jimmy Butler and a bunch of guys. So if any team can make it work, I'm not counting out the Heat like a lot of people are.
Again, I'll buy that argument. If you're arguing, hey, they've done it before with less, they've got a great organization. Earlier, we were talking about how coaching in football can be a farce at times. You know what's not a farce is the organization behind the team. That shit really fucking matters. And you're right. You're 100% right. They've got the organization. So if you're saying, look, dude, they've got one of the best, top 3 organizations in basketball, and they're going to have the best player in any given series, I don't know what you think the problem is. Okay, Matt, sure, I'll buy that. I'm just not personally liking it too much for either team. We were just talking 10 minutes ago how Michigan might have 3 players, or 20 minutes ago, how Michigan might have 3 players go in the first round and they hadn't had any selected. And then right after we talked about that, we started talking about something else, and they had 3 of the next 4 players. Yeah, so that hasn't happened since 1990, where Michigan's had 3 players in the first round get drafted. That's pretty cool. Johnson Jr. went 9th to Dallas. And then our boy Lendeborg went 11th, the dude that only played 11 high school basketball games and just wanted to play video games. But his mom said, no, dude, get the fuck out the house. You're a hooper. You're a baller. You're going to go to the fucking NBA and be drafted in the lottery. Get off your ass, dude. You've got all the potential in the fucking world. And he said, fine, stop bothering me. Jesus Christ, I will go hoop. If I get cut, it's not my fault. I tried my best. And look what happened. The dude turned into a goddamn stud. So I hope he crushes it in Golden State. Talk about good organizations to go to. I don't think there's a better one that he could have gone to. And then Ade Mara, wow, he went to OKC. I guess they kind of needed some size. Chet's tall. He's a great defender. I think he was first team all defense last year. But he came up short for how tall he is when they needed him most. They've got Hartenstein. I've always liked Hartenstein. I do this thing where I say, oh, I'm higher than the field is. I'm more bullish than the field is on Jaylen Brown. Same for Hartenstein. I've liked him. I've liked him since he was with our Cleveland Cavaliers, Matt. Now they add Ade Mara to that front court. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it earlier. I think that Wemby kind of has made this need for size even more apparent, and the Thunder are the first team that comes to mind. I mean, they are the team that lost to Wemby in the conference finals. So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense that they would just go out of their way to take Mara because they don't have holes. So the one hole that they potentially have or had now is filled. So that makes too much sense. I'm not surprised by that at all. I think that was kind of what was expected, to be perfectly honest.
The Miami Heat, who we were just ranting about, are on the clock with the 13th pick in the 2026 NBA draft. Yo, why don't you grab some of those figurines behind you? I want to see some of those.
I'm not taking them off the wall right now just because I got them all set up.
Okay, all right.
But when I get cases for all of them, which they're coming this week, then I'll take them off. But right now, they're just it's too hard to move them without them falling. And I just, you know what I mean? Next week, I'll have them in all cases. I'll be able to do it better.
I mean, it looks beautiful, but I'm kind of missing that Albert Bell auto poster.
Oh, that's here. That's just right behind me. I got to figure out a place where I want to put that. So That's like my number one. I love that piece. So yeah, I'll have that. I'll have that up. And then there's a couple other things in the shop that I'm potentially going to scoop up. So we'll see.
I've got a Carlos Baerga signed baseball somewhere.
Love that.
Love all those dudes. Carlos Baerga, Omar Vizquel, Jim Thome, Sandy Alomar, Roberto Alomar, Charles Nagy, Jose. Wow, what a time, buddy. What a time.
Yeah, cheers to that, man.
Any thoughts on any predictions on who the Miami Heat are about to take?
No, I'm all out of predictions. I'm sure someone that plays well with Giannis, though, that pairs well with Giannis, I should say. But no, I do not know at this point.
What happened to his brother? Did they leave him behind in Milwaukee?
It's a great question. I don't know.
Why do they keep saying the deal's not going to be finalized until like July 7th? What does that even mean?
Probably for just salary cap purposes.
Got it. Well, look, dude, it was fun. I guess we could wrap it up here. It's cool. We got 1,300 live viewers on a Tuesday night in June, and let's just keep doing it every week. Touch base again next Monday or Tuesday. I kind of don't want to quit because we've got the viewers, but also not too much more to talk about. I think we've kind of hit on all the points at the moment.
Yeah, agreed. Always leave the people wanting more, and they can see us next week.
Hey, love you guys for joining the pod. I really do. I mean it. Thanks for showing up. We'll see you guys next week. Talk to you soon. Peace.
Chain of command.